evening, everyone. Добрий вечір. My relatives died while evacuated from Mariupol in March 2022. Mariupol was the first Ukrainian city surrounded on all sides by the Russian forces and bombarded from the sea, sky, and land. The city was under occupation and there was little chance of survival but for those who remained. Every day the Russians dropped around 100 aerial bombs on Mariupol. For those who had the opportunity to live and save their families, there was a chance of survival, but it was small and not for everyone. My brother and his son burned alive in front of my parents. It was the most terrifying day of my family's lives. Before the day, I had lost contact with my family for 19 days. And on the day they tried to evacuate the city, they got stuck on the road near the city. And passing car hit a landmine, causing it to explode and engulfing my brother and nephew in flame and trapping them between two cars. My brother was trapped inside the flames and his agonizing screams of pain were audible. My sister-in-law saw her son screaming in agony in the flames, reaching out to mother for help, but the fire was so cruel. He was trapped and it was impossible to rescue him. She could only pray to God to end his suffering sooner. It was the most agonizing and terrifying death of my loved ones. From the blast wave, my mother was thrown backward and then she regained consciousness. My mother frantically began searching for my father. He was unconscious and half burned in the ground, half buried in the ground. My mother began dragging him away from the car, slapping his cheeks to bring his back to consciousness. She helped my father stand, but his arm hung and blood flowed from the sleeve of his jacket. At the moment, I received one-way call from my mother, and she was screaming to someone, "We are from Mariupol. We are from Mariupol. Will you help him?" They were Russian soldiers who happened to be nearby, and they took my surviving relative to Donetsk, occupied by Russia. My mother, father, and sister-in-law survived the fracture, and burns they suffered have healed, but the scars and pain of the tragedy will remain with us forever. My brother and nephew were buried under numbers. What's all we know about them now? My parents are currently in Lithuania, waiting for victory to return to Ukraine, to rebury their son and grandson and to rebuild the country to the best of their ability, but only after the victory, in which you can help Ukrainians survive in this bloodshed war. I urge you to help Ukraine. Our country needs your help to protect its people from the aggression of invaders and stop the genocide of our nation. Thank you for support.